when you look at Browns' playoff picture, and I know you tweeted this out, currently sit in the first wild card spot, which is number 5 behind the 4 division leaders. Browns are 8-5, one game ahead of 6 teams, 7-6. Steelers, Colts, Texans, Broncos, Bengals, Bills. Browns are in control, and I know you wrote an article about this. They control their own destiny for a playoff berth with just 4 games to go. That's what you want, ultimately.
Yeah, I mean, if they just win the games at home, they play the Bears Sunday and they play the Jets. And I don't care what they say. I don't know how Aaron Rodgers plays in that game, if they're eliminated from the playoffs. And I think they're already eliminated from the playoffs despite beating the Texans. But with that said, all 4 of the games are winnable. The Texans was the biggest concern, in my opinion. But they came back to earth and really were a different team last week, especially when Stroud went down. So they could conceivably be favored in all 4 games. With that said, you win 2 games, you just split 2-2. Even if you just win the home games, you're 10-7 at worst. Only one team hasn't made the playoffs since they expanded to 7 teams with 10 wins, and that was the Dolphins in 2020. If you get 11 wins, nobody has not made the playoffs. With the logjam of 6 teams, 1 game behind you, you have to keep winning, obviously, to stay ahead. Another factor is the division. Unfortunately, the Ravens are one of 2 teams in the AFC that have a better record than the Browns. And they're 2 games ahead with 4 to play. They have a tough schedule, but it will be tough still to catch them. And that's why the Browns really are playing likely for the 5th spot, because they would get one of the 4 top spots winning the division. And so you look at that, to stay in the 5th spot, that's what you want to be, and you can control your own destiny. And they made a big statement by beating the Jaguars because that improved them to 6-3 in the AFC, in the conference. And a lot of the tiebreakers with all these teams at 7-6, if you end up with like 3 teams at 10-7 or whatever it is, they look, if you didn't play them head to head, they look at the the conference. And right now the Browns have the best of that group at 6-3. They play 3 teams in the AFC. The only one they don't is this week against the Bears. So it's actually more important to beat the Texans, the Bengals, and the Jets to have a better record in the conference when it comes to tiebreakers. But I think it's very doable is to just win and take care of your own business. And I don't know if they could win all 4. That would be quite the feat. But I think they're all winnable games for sure.